anthem as sung by Guy Lebois.
Oh, Canada, terre de nos aïeux, t'offre des fleurs glorieux, car ton bras se porte les verts, il se porte la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits et ta valeur de foi trempée protégera nos foyers zéro droit, protégera nos foyers zéro droit.
A capacity crowd at Le Coliseum in Quebec City for the 7th and deciding game of this WHA Championship. Ron Harris is the referee. The linesmen are Alan Glasgow and Ron Asselstein. The competing goaltenders have been with their teams since their first days. Richard Brodeur, a graduate of the Cornwall Royals, tending the nets for the Nordiques, and Joe Daly, who was born in East Kildonan and one of the first players signed by the Winnipeg Jets, in goal for his club, as he has been throughout the entire playoff series. He has worked all but one period, and that was against the Houston Aeros. So it's the Winnipeg Jets and the Quebec Nordiques in the deciding game. Mark Boileau behind the bench for the Nordiques. Bobby Crom, the mentor for the Winnipeg Jets. The Jets have Hall, Nielsen, and Hedberg. For Quebec, it is Fitchner, Brackenbury, and Sutherland. Now Brackenbury moves into the face-off circle along with Hedberg. The puck comes back to Bobby Hull in the center ice area. He loses it, and it's shot down into the Winnipeg zone. Along the boards, it's Bobby Hull. Starting out slowly to Schubert. Schubert to Hedberg, in across the line. Trying to move in against the comb. He's bodied against the boards, and the puck is picked up by Fitchner. Fitchner, a pass into the center ice area to Sutherland. It's broken up by Nielsen and carried in across the line, and apparently was brought in offside.
Don, we won't have the crowd announced for a while, but the record crowd, I'm told, in the Coliseum is 16,800 in 1951 when the Quebec Citadels played Barrie, and that was the last year for John Beliveau, of course, responsible for building this Coliseum in reality.
Bobby Crom, in his second year as coach of the Winnipeg Jets, looking for his second Avco trophy, emblematic of the World Hockey Association Championship. The face-off just outside the Winnipeg line. It's back to Ford, over to Schubert. Schubert, a pass into the center ice area, too far for Nielsen. It's taken by Lacombe. He dumps it to the center ice line, and then Nielsen fires it back in. Shot back out to center ice. Here comes Sutherland. And as Sutherland brings it down into the Winnipeg zone, the whistle goes, and the Quebec player is called for playing it ahead with his hand. Dan LeBratton, sitting at the Winnipeg bench, is the scoring leader for the team so far in this series against the Nordiques. He has 4 goals and 6 assists for 10 points. The scoring leader in the playoffs is Serge Bernier of the Nordiques. He has 33 points, breaking the old record of 28 that was set by Norm Bowden with the Winnipeg Jets in the 73-74 season. The big line for the Nordiques, Cloutier, Tardif, and Bordelot out there now. For the Jets, it's Lind, Lesuc, and Lawson. Now it's Cloutier coming in across the line, but over on the far side, ahead of the play offside, was Wally Weir. Wally Weir back on the blue line. Real Cloutier won the league scoring championship this year. He has scored 13 playoff goals. He, Bernier, Hull, and Hedberg share that record. And it's very likely that one of them could break it tonight. J.C. Tremblay in the center ice area, being pestered by Lind. Over to Weir. A long shot down into the Winnipeg zone. Very Long back after it. Long pays it up on the right wing. It's kept in by the Nordiques. It goes to the corner off Lind. Lind fighting for it. Loses it to Tardif. Tardif in turn is checked, and Lawson starts back. A left wing pass. The Soup racing after it. Takes the shot. It's wide. On the left side, Tardif. Pass to an open right wing, picked up by Cloutier. Cloutier, long shot. Daly makes the save. Very Long against the board, dumping it into the center ice area. It goes loose. Picked up by Cloutier. He has to wait for Todd to get back on side. Stolen by Guindon. In across the line, working to the corner. Guindon plays it back to the point. Long shot right on, and Brodeur makes the save. J.C. Tremblay trying to move out, dumps it into the center ice area. Peter Sullivan races back after it to Very Long, to Guindon, off the boards down into the Quebec zone. In the corner, Wally Weir for the Nordiques. Dumping it ahead to Dubé. Dubé to Bordelot, back to Dubé, but it's offside as Dubé was checked at the Winnipeg line and Bordelot carried on.
You know, Don, very often in the seventh game of any series or a sudden death game in any sport, the teams will tense up and play a little conservatively. There's no real sign of that. They appear to be continuing their policy of going end to end. As you look at Cloutier, the big star for the Quebec Nordiques. 15 goals scored in the last game, 11 in the game on Sunday. Who knows how many we're going to get here tonight? We'll get some, that's for sure, quite a few.
Face-off in the center ice area. Lacombe off the boards to Dubé. Dubé is checked by Lindstrom. Lindstrom in turn loses it to Dubé. They fight for it along the boards. It's poked loose by Sullivan. Sullivan back to his own line. Working down to the Quebec line, dodges a check from Lacombe and then circles back into the center ice area. Sullivan working on the left side, a backhand shot that is kicked in behind the net by Brodeur. Picked up along the boards by Dubé. Dubé a pass over on the wing to Bordelot. Bordelot has to go back into his own zone. He plays it ahead to Dubé in the Winnipeg zone. Dave Dunn back after it. Up on the left side to LeBreton. A rink-wide pass intended for Lindstrom, too far. At center ice now, picking up an errant pass is Sullivan. Back to Perry Miller. Miller shoots it down into the Nordique zone, but icing will be called against the Jets as Perry Miller had not yet crossed the center line before propelling the puck into the Quebec zone. Francois Lacombe, number 22, one of the Nordique originals, and he holds the distinction, as I think I pointed out the other night, of scoring the team's first goal in the WHA. The 5th year of the WHA, and of course much talk that this might be the final game that is played under the WHA banner, as merger is a major topic of discussion, and we'll hear more about what took place in New York yesterday when we talked with the chairman of the board, Ben Haskin, between periods. Schubert behind his own goal. Starting out slowly for the Jets, a pass on the left side. Nielsen out into the center area. The Hedberg back to Nielsen, and play is whistled down in the center ice area.
Don, that should come to pass, that merger you're talking about, and indeed this should prove to be the last WHA game. CBC Television will have televised the very first game from Ottawa, and if it turns out this way, the last game, which would be tonight's contest here in Quebec City.
And what a contrast between the two games. The first year, about 2,000 people in Ottawa to watch Ottawa play against the Edmonton Oilers. Tonight, a capacity crowd watching this WHA championship game. The puck is kept in. Nielsen, a long shot, bounces off a leg. It's kept in by Hull, but apparently it went out across the line, and the Jets are called again on the offside.
You know, I mentioned both teams looked a little loose, and we're playing offensive hockey. The trend is more and more that the Winnipeg Jets are the more careful of the two. They're sending one man in alone. The Nordiques are mounting 3 and 4 defenders to that blue line, and it's been tough for the Jets to penetrate.
Nielsen has been an outstanding performer since coming to the Jets from Sweden. Bobby Hull feels he's perhaps the best center he's ever played with, and he'll be a guest of Bob McDevitt's in our first period intermission. Tremblay behind his own goal, loses it to Hedberg. Hedberg behind the net. Out to Holland. Hull couldn't get a shot away. Ford backhands it. It goes wide. Nielsen working in the corner. Back to Ford at the line. Ford takes a shot to the opposite side. Along the boards, it's played out to the line and to center ice with Nielsen going back after it. He gets it ahead to Hedberg. Back to Schubert. Schubert, a pass on the right side. Too far for Nielsen. It slides in behind the Quebec goal. Sutherland dodges a check from Nielsen. Back comes Fitchner for the Nordiques. Fitchner down to the line. A pass on the left side to Bernier, but offside, as Bernier was ahead of the play in taking that pass from Fitchner.
They played 4 minutes and 11 seconds here in the opening period of this, the 7th deciding game of the WHA final with no score. And tempers flaring a little bit now in that exchange. The faceoff coming up in the Winnipeg zone just inside the blue line. We're going to look at the check here. Sutherland coming around behind the net, and he didn't get very much of him. Sullivan missing Sutherland.
Golden Jet, Bobby Hull, the man not only responsible for providing success for the Winnipeg Jets, but giving credibility to the entire WHA. And perhaps without Hull signing with Winnipeg 5 years ago, there might never have been a WHA. Fran Huck shoots it down into the Quebec zone, races into the corner after it. Brodeur plays it coming out of his goal. Up along the left wing boards. They scramble for it along the boards and finally succeed in tying it up for another face-off. As you suggested, Don, both teams very cautious. Neither side has really had a good shot on goal as yet.
In fact, they looked a little looser at the outset than they do right now. Mark Tardif, of course, a big favorite here in Quebec, bouncing back from that injury in the latter part of the previous season here to have a great season with Les Nordiques.
Lacombe along the boards trying to get it out. He gets some help from Tardif, who dumps it to Bordelot, shoots it down into the Winnipeg zone. Barry Long goes in behind his own goal after it. Playing it up along the boards to Fran Huck. He dumps it out into center ice, and Lacombe breaks it up. Fran Huck steals it away from Tardif. He fans on an attempted pass, gets it back over to Lawson. Lawson chasing it down into the Quebec zone, tries to center it, and it bounces off a leg. Behind the net, it's Lacombe playing it up along the boards to Tardif. Tardif had it poked away from him. Now a race for a loose puck, and Bordelot couldn't quite catch up with it. It's shot back into the Nordique zone. It's Lacombe starting out along the left side. In the center ice area, gets away from Sullivan. A pass over on the left side to Cloutier, racing to the corner against Green. He centered it, but Bordelot couldn't catch up with it. Back to the point, to La Riviere. He shoots it into the corner. Daly is out of his net. Daly had some difficulty getting out of a traffic jam back into his own goal. A back pass to LeBratton, over to Sullivan. He takes the shot, and dropping in front of it was Wally Weir. Back come the Nordiques with Chris Bordelot over the line. He has it poked away from him by Dave Dunn, and it's picked up by Perry Miller. Miller, a pass on the wing to LeBratton. LeBratton tried to get it back to Sullivan. Too far, and it's intercepted by Weir. Now it's Paulin Bordelot in the center ice area, getting away from a check. He gets it over to Bernier. Bernier tried to set up Dubé back out in front, and Dubé couldn't get his stick on it. Now it's Weir to Bernier. Bernier, the scoring leader in the playoffs, in across the line with Paulin Bordelot, and Bordelot was offside on the play. And now there's a shoving duel going on in the corner involving Bernier and Perry Miller. Dave Dunn also steps in, and Dunn and Bernier exchange a few words.
And Weir moved in and gave the Winnipeg player a bit of a jolt. We're getting as much contact after whistles, Don, as we have when the play has been in progress.
Apparently a double minor is coming up to Serge Bernier of the Nordiques and Perry Miller of the Winnipeg Jets.
Well, they got something going between the two of them, and of course, silly penalties like that you just can't take in a 7th deciding game. These balance each other off. They'll each be a man short. Bernier and Miller. There's big Serge Bernier of the Quebec Nordiques. We'll see it again now. This is just chippy hockey. Gives them a right chop and a stick for the return exchange. As I say, chippy stuff that really is not appropriate for a game of this importance.
Bernier of the Nordiques, Perry Miller of the Jets.
Jets penalty, number 25, Perry Miller, 2 minutes for high sticking. Nordics penalty, number 21, Serge Bernier, 2 minutes for roughing. At 6 minutes, 15 seconds.
Play at the Winnipeg line, Nielsen to Schubert. Schubert with Hedberg in across the line. A pass to Hedberg going to the corner. Back out to Nielsen. He couldn't control the pass. Hedberg coming back. Gets the puck back, then loses it to Tremblay, who dumps it to center ice. Mike Ford, a back pass to the line to Hedberg. Hedberg is bodied off the puck by Wally Weir, and the loose puck picked up in the Nordique zone by Tremblay. He couldn't get it out as it's kept in by Schubert. Weir is bodied by Nielsen. The puck goes loose. It's taken by Tremblay, and Tremblay slowing things down in his own zone. He's the quarterback of this Quebec team. Loses it to Nielsen, and Nielsen tried to set up Hedberg, but he couldn't get a shot away. Now it's dumped to center ice. Paulin Bordelot in across the Winnipeg line. He's going right in, takes the shot, and Daly makes the save. Ford comes back for the Jets. Has to dodge a check and slow things down, working out into the center ice area. Working down in across the line, having some difficulty with it. Still manages to control it, however. Gets it to Nielsen. Nielsen dodges the check to Ford. He takes the shot. Good save by Bordelot. Now, or Brodeur, I should say, with Bordelot coming back. Bordelot working back into his own zone. Tried a pass that went off Mats Lind. The Jets forechecking here. A pass ahead to Tremblay on the left side to Bordelot. Back to Cloutier. Cloutier trying to work in. He's tied up. He bodies Schubert, but Hull picks up the puck and starts back on the left side. Bobby Hull, a backhand drive to Lind. He tried to deflect it, and it just went wide. Chris Bordelot coming back for the Nordiques. Gets away from Hull. Down in across the line. Still has that puck. Tried to beat Cloutier. Cloutier goes behind the net. Cloutier still with that puck. Back to the point. Here's a shot by Lacombe. It's knocked down in front. Bordelot couldn't get a shot away. Back to the point to Lacombe. He tried to set up Cloutier, and it's dumped out into the center ice area as the penalized players are back. No score in the hockey game with 11:22 remaining in the first period. Pass ahead to Guindon. Guindon dumped it out across the line. It was brought back in by La Riviere. However, the Nordiques were called on the offside. Well, Don, that little exchange certainly helped speed up the tempo of play.
Well, they each got a player taken off of those offsetting penalties that opened everything up. Great scoring chances. Bordelot at one end and Ford at the other end for Winnipeg. And this is the kind of hockey we expected to see from these two teams. They're giving it to us now. They played just under 9 minutes. Here is the first scoring chance by Paulin Bordelot. A great move around the left side, getting the shot away, and Daly was there to stop it for the Winnipeg Jets. Still no score, as we say, just under 9 minutes played.
Face-off outside the Winnipeg line. Taken by Sullivan. A back pass to Lindstrom, who dumps it down into the Nordique zone. Lindstrom almost stole it. It's shot back out into center ice, and Sullivan has to wait for Lindstrom to get onside. Then he shoots it back in. In the corner, it's Tardif against Lindstrom. Lindstrom bodies him, and then coming into the play is Lacombe. They tie it up along the boards for a face-off in the Quebec zone. 10:51, the time left in this first period.
Where's Bobby Hull? He's got to be tired this long season, grinding to an end tonight along with the other players. What is it, Don? 110 games the Winnipeg Jets have played?
They've had a long, long season, and that does not take into account the Team Canada games. Bobby Hull was the only Canadian member of that Team Canada contingent, but of course the Swedish players were very much a part of their national team. It's LeBratton. LeBratton in the corner, having some difficulties, gets it back to Sullivan. Sullivan out front to Green. Green takes the shot, and it's deflected by Brodeur. Along the boards now, it's Dubé trying a pass intended for Bordelot. It's broken up by Long. Long fell. Bordelot following on the play, recovers. Back to the Riviere. He takes the weak shot, knocked down in front, and Green dumps it to center ice. It's played back into the Winnipeg zone. Serge Bernier had the puck played behind him from Bordelot. A pass ahead to Willie Lindstrom at the line. He deflects it down into the Quebec zone. Lindstrom falls in the corner against Lacombe. Up on the right side, it's Paulin Bordelot having difficulties. Serge Bernier finally gets it over to Dubois, in across the line. Dubois, a back pass to Bernier. Bernier going behind the Winnipeg goal. He tried to center it. It's broken up by Teddy Green. Green loses it to Bernier. Dubois comes in to help out. Along the boards, they continue to fight for it. It's broke to Bernier. Bernier coming out in front. And Green coming back takes it away. Peter Sullivan, a rink-wide pass intended for LeBratton, broken up by LaRiviere. LaRiviere lost it at the line as he was checked by Long. Now it's Sutherland with a chance, intercepting a Winnipeg pass. Down in across the line, he's got Fitchner with him. Working right in, he takes the shot, the save made by Daly, and Fitchner pushed the rebound wide. The puck is dumped out into the center ice area where Jean Bernier is back for it. He plays the pass to Steve Sutherland at the line. A drop pass to Constantin. His shot bounced off a leg to the corner. It's taken there by Lesuc, and Lesuc dumps it down the ice. J.C. Tremblay back into his own zone. 9:03, the time left in the opening period. Here's Tardif now, in across the line to Cloutier. Cloutier centering, and Daly grabs it, the rebound, and Chris Bordelot flipped it right into the pads of Joe Daly. Now Dave Dunn, a left wing pass to Lesuc. Lesuc in across the line, but on the right side, Fran Huck was offside.
Only marginally offside. Of course, he tried to drag his skate on that line, and the linesman did not agree with him. All right, let's have a look now at Cardiff. Here's that collision coming across the ice. Didn't quite figure out who it was he bumped into there, but the Nordiques got a couple of great scoring chances. The best chance, of course, was number 12, Bob Fitchner, with half a net to shoot at. He couldn't control the puck, and he flipped it wide.
The Jets so far have outshot the Nordiques 5-4. 8:45 is the time remaining in this first period. It's a scoreless hockey game, this WHA championship game, in contrast to the wild scoring encounters of the last two affairs. However, that may have been somewhat attributable to the bad ice that both teams had to contend with in extremely hot buildings, the Coliseum in Quebec and the Winnipeg Arena. It was a cooler day in Quebec City today, and the ice surface so far is holding up very, very well. Tremblay in his own zone. On the left side to Bernier. Bernier, a long pass to Cloutier. Daly grabs it, but Cloutier was offside.
Daly very wisely tracked that puck. If it did not go through his crease, he'd let it go and get an icing call, but it was right in the crease. He gloved it, and the face-off will come back to just inside the Nordiques half of center ice. With 8 minutes and 34 seconds remaining, no score in Game 7 of the WHA Finals.
Steve Sutherland wearing that jaw protector. He suffered a broken jaw and a scrap earlier in the year with Rosaire Paiement of the New England Whalers. It's J.C. Tremblay at his own line to Chris Bordelot. Bordelot is checked by Dave Dunn. The puck goes loose, and Mats Lind comes back for Winnipeg. Lind shoots it down into the Nordique zone. Brodeur had a little difficulty with it, steered it to the corner, and it's picked up along the boards by J.C. Tremblay. Tremblay down to the Winnipeg line, tries to split the defense. He's hit by Dunn. The puck goes loose, and Lind dumps it, intended for Guindon, but it goes over the boards and out of play. 8:06, the time remaining in the first period, a scoreless hockey game, and this is WHA Playoff Hockey from Quebec City.
Well, you see the expression there on the face of Sargent and Bordelot. A tense situation. You know, it sounds funny to say it after 12-3 and 8-3 games, but the first goal of this one has got to be important, Don.
It certainly does, as it was important earlier. There's a shot that Daly may have had go off his mask. Referee Ron Harris whistles play down immediately as he sensed that perhaps the Winnipeg goaltender was injured. I'm not sure, if we take another look at this, whether it went off his mask or his shoulder.
Well, let's see where it did wind up now. A tremendous impact. Got it very high. It may have been the shoulder. But as you say, the referee, Harris, moved right in and stopped the play. Let's look at it again. This rising, heavy shot coming in. Yes, it got him on the goal mask, just up on the forehead. Then the puck dropped over his shoulder, and that's when Harris stopped the play. He's all right.
Well, when the WHA started and Joe Daly was a Jet original, he was playing goal without a mask. He has seen the error of his ways, obviously. He's quite pleased he had that one on that shot. Fitchner tried to center it. It comes in front. And trying to get a shot away was Brackenbury, but he couldn't do so. Along the boards, Brackenbury and Schubert scramble for it, and Schubert goes down on top of the puck, resulting in another stoppage in play.
Well, the FA Cup is coming up on Saturday on CBC. A special presentation of that great game between Manchester United and Liverpool, played last weekend at Wembley Stadium in London. Liverpool, of course, going on to win the European Cup last night.
McComb shot from the line. Daly has to make the save as it dropped right in front of him, and he had two players cutting in. Lacombe with a screen blast from the point. Daly had to be very alert.
The Jets haven't had many good chances. They've been all Nordiques. Here's the big windup. Lacombe getting that one away, and you can tell Daly is okay after that shot he took off the mask. He was equal to that occasion, and it remains a scoreless tie with 7:40 to play here in the first period.
Well, this so-called checking line of the Nordiques has been exerting pressure. Fitchner, Sutherland, and Brackenbury. Here's Brackenbury, a backhand shot, and that bounced off a player. Brackenbury goes to the corner, trying to move out from the corner behind the net to Fitchner, right out in front, and Sutherland couldn't get a shot away. Back comes Hedberg for the Jets. Working down across the line, drop to Hull, a shot, and Brodeur grabs it and holds it as Hull was trying for the far corner.
That's where he labeled it, for the far left-hand corner behind Brodeur, and a great save on that tremendous drive by Bobby Hull. Hedberg ignites the play. The trailer to Bobby Hull. They're right on the money. It's inside the post. The glove of Brodeur denies the Jets a goal.
7:21 remaining in period one. It's a scoreless game, this championship between the Winnipeg Jets and the Quebec Nordiques. Hull takes a shot, and Brodeur got a piece of that one to deflect it to the corner. It's Nielsen in the corner, out in front to Hull, and Brodeur deflected it away. It's Sutherland to Brackenbury as the Nordiques come back. Down to the line, he loses control of it, and as he went in across the line and dropped it back, he put himself offside.
As Bobby Crom of the Jets, seeing that stop by Brodeur off Hull reminds me of a goal that Bobby scored from that very same spot right here in Quebec in the 74 Team Canada Soviet Series that got the Canadians off to a 3-1 lead that night. Finally, they might have settled for a 3-all tie after outplaying the Russians. So Hull always dangerous, of course. He didn't score there, but he was certainly big the other night of that 12-3 victory out in Winnipeg.
When you talk about international hockey, Bobby Crom has had the experience. Mark Bolo has had mainly professional experience. Just 1 year here with the Quebec Nordiques. Colin Bordelot couldn't get set for a shot. Back to the point to Tremblay. He lost it. And here's a chance for the Jets. Lindstrom tried to set up Sullivan, but it was broken up by the Nordiques, then brought back in across the line by Lindstrom offside, as Sullivan had been racing down the ice in anticipation of that long lead pass from Willie Lindstrom.
Well, you mentioned Boileau, the coach of the Nordiques. I think he'll be on his best behavior. He doesn't want to miss the 7th game. He missed a good part of Game 6. Here's Serge Bernier. Of course, he was on Team Canada in 74 as well.
Now it's LeBratton over to Sullivan, and Sullivan couldn't catch up with it as it's brought back by Bernier of the Nordiques. Down in across the line, moving right in. He tried to set up Dubé, and he deflected it wide. Colin Bordelot takes it to the boards, back to Weir, his shot, and Daly deflects that to the corner. Green for the Jets, a pass ahead to Sullivan, over on the left side to LeBratton. LeBratton against Tremblay, tried to set up Lindstrom, it went too far. In behind the net now, it is Serge Bernier for the Nordiques. He plays it back to Tremblay. He's bodied off the puck by Lindstrom, but Weir manages to help out. Weir then moves it to Lindstrom. Lindstrom going behind the net. He's still got it. Back to LeBratton. LeBratton turns, looking for someone to pass to, and Sullivan had it bounce over his stick. Sullivan in the corner, plays it behind the net to Tremblay. Tremblay up along the boards to Dubé. Dubé is checked off the puck by Sullivan. The puck goes loose, and it's played ahead to Bordelot. Bordelot for the Nordiques with 5:45 remaining to Dubé. Dubé against Teddy Green. Trying to center it, and it's intercepted by Long. Very Long leading the attack for the Jets. A long shot that is wide. Mark Carter goes in behind his own net. starting up in the right wing. He's checked. The puck goes loose. It's Tremblay playing it around to the other side to Lacombe. Lacombe, a lead pass to Cloutier. Cloutier has a breakaway. Coming back quickly was Lesuc, and as Cloutier got it over to Tardif, he shot wide. Billy Lesuc got back there to break up what looked like a breakaway for Riel Cloutier.
Awfully close that time, at great speed, but I'll tell you, the Jets reacted very well to track him down as he was going in home free. Here he got a good jump, and coming up from behind was Lesuc. The pass got over to Tardif, and then he shot wide. But I'll tell you, they'd left him alone for a second. That would have been a goal for Quebec.
Tardif and Cloutier, the 1-2 scoring punch of the Quebec Nordiques. Here you see it from another angle. Danny Lawson was also coming back for the Jets and hampered Tardif just enough to perhaps force him to shoot wide. Now it's Lacombe. Lacombe passing ahead to Cloutier. Cloutier down to the line. He gets around Perry Miller, but Dave Dunn managed to cover up. 4:50 left in the opening period. La Riviere ahead to Cloutier. Cloutier, a pass over to Bordelot, who dumps it down into the Winnipeg zone, and Lesuc is back after it. Lesuc starting up on the right side. A pass ahead to Mats Lind. Lind with Lawson over on the wing. Lind had trouble controlling it, and it's dumped out to center ice. Perry Miller goes back after it. A long right wing pass to Lawson. Lawson dodges the check at the line. Tried to feed it over on the left side. It's picked up by Nielsen. Nielsen had it taken away by La Riviere. They fight for it along the boards and produce a face-off in the Quebec zone. 4:17 remaining in a scoreless first period.
You know, Don, while they've opened the play up considerably, you can still tell both teams are tense. They're not able to snare passes. It's bouncing over their stick. They're making little mistakes. The difference between goals and no goals. And right now, we've got nothing on the board with 4:17 left. We say this first goal, the way this game is shaping up, is going to be very, very important.
Nielsen, Hedberg, and Hull against Fitchner, Sutherland, and Brackenbury. Nielsen tried to go around Tremblay, gets it back in the corner, then loses it as it slides to the other side. Hedberg tried to play it back to the point, and Fitchner brings it out. His pass too far for Brackenbury. They race for it down into the Winnipeg zone. Schubert got it ahead to Nielsen, over to Ford, to Hull. Hull down in across the line as he got it back over to Schubert, and it was behind him. Back to the point to Nielsen. Nielsen tried to set up Hull. It goes to the other side. Hull racing into the corner against John Bernier. They take it to the boards and hold it there for a face-off.
There's an example right there. A 3-on-1 break, a routine little pass, and it winds up behind the man you're trying to get it to. And that's going to happen even to guys like Bobby Hull in a tight situation.
I think Hull may be having some second thoughts now, wondering if perhaps he should not have let go of that famous blast of his rather than try to set up Schubert breaking in on the left side.
Brodeur is still shell-shocked from the first one, I suspect.
3:42 remaining in period one. No score in the game. Hedberg to Hull. Hull back to Nielsen. His shot, and the save is made by Brodeur as Hedberg was cutting in from the right side. Well, first the Nordiques in this period with their big line applying pressure. Now the big three for the Jets applying some pressure at the other end.
Here's the shot. I don't think he saw all of this. He was partially screened, reacted in time, got it in the glove hand, midway up the net.
Back to Nielsen. Nielsen tried to set up Schubert at the point. He hit Brackenbury and managed to keep it in. It goes in behind the net to Fitchner. Fitchner on the left side to Sutherland. Sutherland dumps it to center ice, and Schubert is back there for the Jets. Schubert to Hedberg, off the boards, down into the Quebec zone. John Bernier in behind the goal, playing it up on the left side to Sutherland. Sutherland dumps it to center ice. Hedberg is back there for the Jets. To Hull, back to Green. The Jets trying to reorganize in the center ice area. A long pass intended for Hedberg. Caught the Jets in a player change. Now back come the Nordiques. It's Lacombe down in across the line to Tardif. Tardif shot bounced off Green to the corner. In behind the net, Tardif now trying to center it at the side of the goal. Daly is down, and he holds it against the mesh along with Green for a face-off. 2:49 remaining in period one. No score, Winnipeg and Quebec in this seventh and deciding game of the WHA Championship Series.
No score, as you say, Don, and it's hard to remember that 48 hours ago, these teams came up with 15 goals.
7 of them in the first period.
What looked to be a pretty tight hockey game, and a 2-2 tie about 5 or 6 minutes in erupted into a wild scoring spree. Not so far tonight.
The Nordiques with their big line, Tardif, Fouché, and Bordelot. The Jets have Fran Huck, along with LeBreton and Bobby Guindon. Now Huck is waved out of the face-off circle. Guindon comes in. They tried to feed it back to the line to Tardif, and it slipped away from him and all the way down the ice. Lacombe to Cloutier. The pass intercepted by LeBreton. LeBreton fanned on a pass. Long following up, pokes it down to the Quebec line, then it's brought back in. It's Tardif. Tardif in the Winnipeg zone, losing it along the boards to LeBreton, who dumps it down the ice. A race for that loose puck. Tardif and Guindon go against the boards. LeBreton also comes in, so does Huck. Huck back to Green, and Green couldn't get a shot away as Cloutier took it away from him. Cloutier on the left side, working down and across the line. He was partially turned around by Long, and then Long dumps it down the ice with 2 minutes remaining in the opening period. It is now Wally Weir for the Nordiques, working down to the line. He's bodied by Dan Lawson. The puck goes in behind the goal. Green tried to play it out. It's kept in by Bordelot. Bordelot back to the point to LaRiviere. His shot bounced off a leg over to the other side. Along the boards, Long had difficulty. Now Mats Lynn behind his net, dodging a check from Cloutier. Lynn goes down and goes on top of the puck with Cloutier and Green right there as well, producing a face-off with 1:35 remaining in this first period.
Well, it's awfully noisy in here, but nothing like the noise you might hear if the Nordiques should happen to score a goal. And I don't think, as you said, Don, it is certainly as warm as it was on Sunday afternoon.
I think there were a lot of people who would have preferred to be au naturel on Sunday afternoon in this warm building. As a matter of fact, there were a lot of the male members of the audience with their shirts off, and I think some of the ladies would have liked to have done the same.
Did you check the entire crowd?
I gave it a pretty close scrutiny, but there were a few interesting sights.
1:35 left here, period one. No score, the Jets and the Nordiques.
In behind his own goal, it's Ford. Ford to Nielsen, up on the right side to Schubert. Schubert couldn't get it out as Dubé keeps it in. Behind the goal, Bernier tried to center it, and Daly deflected that away from Bordelot. In the center ice area, it's Ford over to Hull. Hull shot bounces off Tremblay's stick high into the stands. 1:11 is the time left in this opening period. Hull breaking down the left side on that last charge by the Jets. Had his shot deflect off J.C. Tremblay's stick. Back to the point to Ford. Slap shot. It's caught by Brodeur and held with Hedberg cutting in.
He had a line on that one all the way. And again, that very quick reflex of the gloved hand by Richard Brodeur holds out the goal for the Quebec Nordiques with 1:07 left now. The Jets with a Hull line on, applying pressure.
Back to the point to Schubert. Schubert takes the shot. It's kicked out by Brodeur along the right side. Brackenbury couldn't get it out. A long shot that Brodeur didn't see but managed to get in front of. Now it's Fitchner over on the right side to Brackenbury. He couldn't get it, and Hull comes back for the Jets. To Nielsen, down in across the line, then it's dumped back out into the center area. Schubert plays it down into the Quebec zone. J.C. Tremblay goes back after it with 37 seconds remaining in the period. It's cleared into the center ice area. Ford, a back pass that was intercepted by Brackenbury, but brought in across the line by Fitchner on the offside. 29 seconds, the time remaining in this first period.
That was Steve Sutherland dragging that back leg, but not keeping it on the line, creating the offside for the Quebec Nordiques, who for a good part of this period had the better scoring chances in the last 4 or 5 minutes. especially the Bobby Hull line. The Winnipeg Jets have tested Brodeur. Hull's had 3 good shots at him. 1 deflected over the net. The other 2 stopped by the Quebec goaltender.
So far, the Jets have outshot the Nordiques 12-7. Green over to Barry Long. Long working down, a long shot that is wide of the goal. McComb along the boards, dumps it to center ice. Green is back there for it. His pass picked off by Dubois. Dubois then in turn lost it, and it goes loose to Danny Lawson. Lawson to Lind. Lind along the boards with LaRiviere with 6 seconds remaining. Across the line, a long shot. Bounces off Long to the boards as the siren sounds to end the first period. And there's no score in this 7th and deciding game between the Jets and the Nordiques in the first period. Just 2 penalties, 1 to each side, and Miller at the 6:15 mark. The Winnipeg Jets heading to their dressing room, and you saw Ulf Nielsen with Leo Ornest, and he will be one of the between-period guests. It's a scoreless game after 20 minutes. This is WHA Playoff Hockey from Quebec City.
Offsetting penalties at 6:15 to Bernier and Miller for a little chippy play. Apart from that, everything has been fairly normal. The officials being fairly lenient considering the 7th game, but nothing really getting out of hand. And they come to center ice now for the play-by-play of period 2. Here again is Don Whitman.
Schubert at his own line. 2-4 to Nielsen. Nielsen trying to organize things in the center ice area. He loses it to Fitchner. Here's Fitchner going in. He takes it up. Seconds into the second period, there was the mistake. Ulf Nielsen, who makes very few of them, losing the puck at his own line, and Bob Fitchner walked in with a high blast that beat Joe Daly.
Well, you simply don't give him a chance like that, and with the second period only 11 seconds old, Quebec Nordiques lead the Winnipeg Jets 1-0. Here's another angle of it. Stole the puck, high drive just under the crossbar of the top left-hand corner.
For Bob Fitchner, a native of Sudbury, that is only his 3rd playoff goal, but a very big one, as the Nordiques have that 1-0 lead. Now at the line, a pass ahead to Fitchner.
3rd goal of the series, scored by number 12 on the
Schubert.
Bob
Schubert for the Jets, weaving his way down to the Nordique line.
Well, we promised the Quebec goal would produce some noise, and you heard it. 11 seconds into this period. There's Mark Boileau, the coach of the Quebec Nordiques. He knows that 1 goal is not going to assure him a victory, but the Nordiques have taken the jump. Let's see how the Winnipeg Jets react to it.
Face-off just outside the Nordique line. And this crowd has certainly come alive with that goal by Fitchner. A right wing pass to Brackenberry. He dumps it down into the corner. Ford races in there along with Sutherland. They go against the boards. It comes back to the line, but not up. LaRiviere took a shot that deflected off a stick and into the crowd.
There's a low drive down, heading for the short side of the corner, and it can't escape, and just jumped over the glass in behind Joe Daly.
Well, that checking unit of the Nordiques certainly did its job as we take another look at the goal by Fitchner. A perfectly aimed shot as it just caught that top corner on the far side, the short side to Joe Daly.
That's only his 3rd goal of the playoffs, but a very timely goal for the Quebec Nordiques.
Off in the Winnipeg zone to the left of Daly. It's Lawson, Lesuc, and Matt Slynn for Winnipeg. Couche, Bordelot, and Tardif for the Nordiques. Here's a shot by Couche right on, and Daly had to make a quick glove save. In the corner, it's Green and Weir fighting for it. It comes loose to Cloutier. Back to the point to Tremblay. His shot bounces off a leg. Back comes Lind for the Jets. Lead pass to Lawson. He couldn't control it. It slides down into the Quebec zone, and obviously he did not touch it as the Jets are called on icing.
Another great scoring chance for Quebec just a few seconds ago. They've got one goal, 11 seconds into the period. It's only a minute and 6 seconds old. They very easily might have had a 2-0 lead, but Daly made a good stop. There's Boileau as we look now at Schuberg at the Winnipeg bench.
Actually, as we looked at that Fitchner goal, Daly had played it just as well as he could. It was a perfectly aimed shot to that top corner on the far side. Here's another shot, they score!
And just listen to that crowd. You think Quebec has won the series, not just getting into a 2-0 lead. We'll see it again. It's an example of a defensive lapse on the part of the Winnipeg Jets. All right, here it is. Boileau winning the draw, getting it back over to Cloutier. Cloutier makes this play, feeds it across to Tardif. There it is. He beat Daly cleanly as the Jets didn't cover. Tardif streaking right across the face of Joe Daly.
And with only a minute and 10 seconds gone in the second period, suddenly the Nordiques have exploded for 2 goals. And they lead it 2-0.
Here's the play again. Very important, the winning of that face-off by Boileau. Then over to Tardif, and he made no mistake. You cannot fault Daly for the second time. He's been beaten cleanly twice now for Nordique goals. There it is again. Cloutier really made this play, a honey of a pass. One can in the period two.
Goal of the series scored by number 8, Marc Tardif. Assist number 9, Réal Cloutier, and number 11, Christian Bordelot at 1 minute 10 seconds.
Play in the center ice area. It's Lesuc over on the wing to Lawson. He takes the shot right on the rebound. They bang away, and what a glove save by Brodeur.
Six go high on that exchange. The crowd here goes wild on the save by Brodeur. I've commented before about the ability this young man has with a glove. He never looked more impressive than on this play right here. He literally stole a goal from the Winnipeg Jets. There's the rebound. Then watch him cover up with the glove right there.
Danny Lawson taking the original shot, and then Mats Lind at the doorstep trying to bang it by Richard Brodeur. But he, with that excellent glove, made the save on the short side. 18:35 remaining in period 2. 2-0 Quebec. In the corner, it's Lind. Lind is taken out of the play by Bernier, and it's dumped down the ice into the neutral zone. Green for the Jets. Along the boards with Tardif, and they tie it up for a face-off. Well, very quickly, Don, in this second period, the Nordiques have exploded.
And no doubt, they have given themselves a tremendous lift. If the fans haven't, those 2 goals certainly have. And the Jets have definitely sagged. You saw it after the first goal. And I'll tell you, you think you look tough some mornings, have a look at this guy. Brutal, just brutal.
Riviere plays it ahead to Bordelot. Bordelot dumps it down into the Winnipeg zone. Daly has to make the save. He plays it on the wing. A pass over to the far side to Lindstrom, too far. Lindstrom races after it against the Quebec defenseman. It goes loose in the corner and finally is dumped ahead to Bernier. And we have Lindstrom going at it with Dubé now. And that little hassle started as Lindstrom tried to go around Dubé, and they went into the boards in behind the Quebec net. They continued pushing and shoving and finally started swinging away at each other.
Well, they were clutching and grabbing all the way as they trailed the play into the corner, trying to establish something. And then as the play came around the boards and up the ice, The gloves came off, and they went at it very briefly. Understandable in terms of the highly charged emotions of the situation right now, the 7th game with the Nordiques leading 2-0. Some fans, of course, love to see fights. I'm not one of them, but you can understand how it happened. Here's the Winnipeg player harassing him. Down he goes. As he gets up, he comes back and tries to wrap his arms around him again. That could very well have been a holding penalty right there. But as I said, Harris and his staff been very lenient considering the 7th game. Now here's where the action started. He was held against the boards, and Dubé simply fought his way off the boards against Lindstrom, and away they went. We'll get the announcement for you in English in just a moment.
Number 20, Willie Lindstrom. Nordics penalty, number 20, Normand Dubé. 2 minutes each for roughing and 5 minutes each for fighting at 2 minutes 1 second.
7 minutes each, Don. 2 roughing, 5 fighting.
Pair of 20s in the box. Dubé of the Nordiques and Willie Lindstrom of the Jets. And they'll cool their heels for the next 7 minutes. That penalty coming at 2:01 of the second period. 2-0. The Nordiques lead the Jets.
And Lindstrom, as I said, I think should have been called for holding. It's precipitated the entire exchange. All right.
It's McComb losing it to Sullivan. Sullivan poked it on the wing to LeBratton, and it's brought down to the line, but dumped right back out. Now in the center ice area. Dropped back to Dunn. His shot is just wide. He races after the rebound. And it goes loose along the boards, picked up by the Nordiques, and starting back is Riviere. Over on the left side to Guite. Guite racing in. In behind the net, he lost control of it. It goes loose along the boards. It's picked up by Riviere, and his shot is wide. Dunn up along the boards to Guindon. A pass to an open left wing, and it's picked up by Riviere. He waits for his mates to get onside and shoots it back in. It's Dunn to LeBratton, to Peter Sullivan. Sullivan working down to the line. Back to Perry Miller, to Sullivan. Sullivan in front to Guindon. He took a shot that's wide. Sullivan out in front, and LeBratton couldn't get a shot away. Here comes Bernier for the Nordiques. The pass over on the right side to Guite. He takes the shot. He hit the post. He hit the post. A great chance for Pierre Guite. Over to Bartolo now. Bartolo takes a shot off Guindon. It goes to the corner to Dunn. Dunn, a lead pass to Sullivan over on the left side, intended for LeBratton, broken up by Tremblay. Back comes Guite. Guite working to the corner, tried to center it. Daly at the side of the net. Lost it. It comes to Tremblay. His shot deflects off the leg and over the goal. In the corner, out in front to Hackenberry. Now Bernier tried to feed it out in front again, and it's picked off by the Jets. As the Nordiques are applying pressure here. Guindon ahead to Sullivan. Sullivan working to the corner. Right out in front, and Tremblay picked it off. Tremblay for the Nordiques dumps it back to center ice. Over on the left side to Schubert. Schubert, a pass ahead at the line to Nielsen. To Schubert. A long shot that hit the side of the net and bounced in behind the goal. To the line, but not out. Nielsen's shot is blocked in front by Bernier. Played to center ice, picked off by Mike Ford. He brought it in across the line. It's taken right back out by the Nordiques. Hedberg goes back after it. His pass too far for Ford, and Bernier shoots it down into the Winnipeg zone. An error there, right out in front. Sutherland's shot is just wide, as Fitchner set up Sutherland right in front of the net. Now it's Tremblay in the corner, still with that puck. Schubert comes in, takes it away, pushes it ahead to Hull. Hull dumps it to center ice to Nielsen. Nielsen lost it to Tremblay. Tremblay for the Nordiques, off the boards, down into the Winnipeg zone, as Schubert gives it to Ford. Ford on the right side to Hedberg. Hedberg with Hull, working down to the line. Hedberg takes the shot, and it's wide. The rebound off the glass winds up in the net at the side of the Nordique net.
All right, 14:58 remaining in period 2, and the Nordiques lead the Jets 2-0. It might very well be 4-0 as Guite rattled one off the goalpost, and Sutherland failed to execute another great scoring chance. Here is Guite The goalpost on the right of your screen. He hit a dead center, and the puck rolled off into the corner. That would have made it 3. Sutherland had a chance to make it 4, but it's 2-0 Quebec.
Marcel Goulot, quite a contrast to the 6th game in Winnipeg, where his club was walloped 12-3. They lead it here 2-0. From the face-off, the Riviere up along the boards to Cloutier to Bordelot. Bordelot against Green, gets away from him. A long shot into the Winnipeg zone. Daly is way out of his goal. Along the boards, Tardif comes up with it. Tardif fighting with Green and now Lawson. Green having some difficulty behind his own net with Tardif now. They both go down. Picked up by Cloutier. Cloutier right in front, and there was nobody there. This is Danny Lawson for the Jets. A long shot is wide. On the boards, it's picked off by Billy Lasoup. Lasoup takes it in behind the net. Lawson is also in there. They jostle along with the Riviere and manage to pin it against the boards for another face-off.
That's indicative right now of how this game is going. Close in, the Nordiques are getting goals and getting scoring chances. The Jets are forced to fire from a long way out. About 3 minutes ago, Dunn had a good shot that just went wide, but they aren't getting close in. Unless they do, Don, they have to get a goal here. They'll have trouble getting back into this game.
Well, the Nordique fans, close to 13,000, I would guess, very enthusiastic as they are applauding the efforts of their favorite team, and they are in front 2-0.
We're having quite a party here while we await the face-off. Horns and bells, chanting and clapping with organ music.
Tardif along the boards, dumps it to center ice to Cloutier, in across the line, long shot is wide. It ricochets off the boards all the way back to the neutral zone. It's Lacombe organizing things for the Nordiques. The pass too far for Tardif. Poked back into the Winnipeg zone by Bordelot, but Tardif was trapped offside.
They played about 6 minutes in the second period. 2-0 for the Quebec Nordiques. Fitchner and Tardif, the goal scorers for Quebec. Now, this is a remarkable recovery for this team, coming off that humiliating 12-3 loss, returning home and regaining so far the form they displayed in an equally awesome 8-3 victory right here last Sunday afternoon in Game 5.
Lawson to Green, over to Long. He deflects it ahead to Guindon. Guindon down into the correct zone. Fran Huck racing after it along with Lacombe. Along the boards, it's picked off finally by Cloutier. Cloutier for the Nordiques. Down to the line against Green, trying to go around him, and the veteran defenseman kicks it to the corner. He gets another chance as that puck bounced off a leg right back onto Cloutier's stick, and he shot it wide. Back to the point to the Riviere. Here's his shot. It's gone! Deflected, I believe, by Mark Tardif. The Winnipeg Jets simply cannot afford to give the puck away. Let's see if there's a deflection. I couldn't pick it off there, Don. It may have been by Mark Tardif. Riviere got the shot away, flipping it out over the stick of a Winnipeg player. Here it is, head on now. Watch Tardif come in. Yes, redirects the puck past Daly for goal number 3. Quebec leads it by a score of 3-0. They're going to give the goal to Cloutier, it appears. Cloutier and Tardif were both in front of the net, Don, and I think it was Cloutier who did deflect it. Both of them were cruising in, but Cloutier was the man who did touch that puck and deflect it.
Nordique's goal is 14th goal of the series, scored by number 9, Réal Cloutier, assist number 8, Marc Tardif, and number 5, Gary Larivière, at 6 minutes 29 seconds.
Tardif and Larivière draw assists on the goal by Réal Cloutier, his 14th of the playoffs. And that, of course, is a new WHA playoff scoring record, breaking the old mark of 13 he shared with 4 others.
Here's how it started, the booming shot, and it was Cloutier in front of Tardif, redirecting it past Joe Daly. They were both right there. There's Mark Tardif with an equal chance to tip it in. Cloutier gets goal number 3. It's 3-0 for Quebec.
Play now back in the Winnipeg zone. Dunn off the boards to Hedberg. Hedberg having difficulties. He loses the puck, but Nielsen picks it up. Nielsen, a pass on the wing to Hedberg. Hedberg cutting in, he shoots. A good save by Brodeur as he got a pad on it. Brackenbury comes back, a left wing pass to Boudria, back to Brackenbury, and it bounced off a skate back into the center ice area. Sutherland shoots it in, but Boudria was trapped offside.
Again, the Nordiques keep pulling in for more, and unless the Jets can get a goal and get turned around in a hurry, Quebec might just run them right out of the Coliseum tonight. They lead 3-0 now. They might well be ahead 5 or 6-0. The only serious Winnipeg scoring bids have all been from long range in this period. Don, join the sing-song.
Now we have a little altercation taking place between Wally Weir and Anders Hedberg.
Number 1 on the Quebec hit parade this week.
Virtually the entire building joining in the sing-song. J.C. Tremblay dumps it down into the Winnipeg zone. Dunn racing to the corner against Cloutier. Plays it ahead to Hull. Hull having difficulties. Back passes to Harry Miller. Miller leaves it behind the net for Hull. Hull to Nielsen. Nielsen back to Hull on the left wing, a bouncing pass. He couldn't control, takes it in behind the net, comes back to Dunn. Dunn lost control of it as he tried to get set for a shot. A race after the loose puck between Miller and Bordelot, and as it was brought down across the line, the Nordiques were called for the offside.
Bichner, Tardif, and Cloutier have the Quebec goals. They've all come here in the second period. 11 seconds, 1:10, and 6:29. Shots on goal at this stage. Well, the Jets still lead overall, 15-11. But that's not very important. All that counts is that 3-0 on the scoreboard for the team on the right, local.
12:16, the time left in this second period. There you saw Ben Hatskin, the chairman of the board of the WHA, and he will be presenting the championship trophy at the conclusion of this game. Mats Lind, a pass to Mike Ford. Ford, long shot, bounces off a leg and is dumped back out. Here's a breakaway for Bernier. And as Bernier touched that puck, the Nordiques are called on the offside pass.
Lucky for Winnipeg, they did call that because the Jets had stopped looking at the official to blow the whistle, and he finally did. 11:59 left now in period 2. A little more music for you as we await the next face-off.
Well, the organist here at Le Coliseum certainly gets this crowd up off their seats and gets them into a hand-clapping mood.
I think you know the words to this one, Don, don't you?
I think I can figure this one out. Now in the Quebec zone, Mats Lind had it taken away from him. It's played off the boards and down the ice. Ford to Peter Sullivan. Too far for him. And now the pass is intercepted at the line by LeBratton to Sullivan. Sullivan racing after it against the Riviere. They take it to the boards, and as they fight for it, the whistle goes, and we'll have a face-off in the Winnipeg zone. 3-0, Quebec leads Winnipeg with 11:36, the time left to play in the second period. All the scoring coming in this second period. Bichner started things, followed by Tardif and then Cloutier. This is WHA playoff hockey from Quebec City. Face-off in the Quebec zone. Sullivan, Lind, and LeBratton out there for the Jets. For the Nordiques, it's Bernier, Bordelot, and Kite. And from the face-off, a quick shot that Brodeur had to grab. And he has been most effective with that glove hand.
He really
They've got
has.
to keep it down on him if they want to get it by him.
He's literally unbeatable in that situation, Don, and the Jets have got to get a goal here. They've still got a fair amount of time left. 11:34 in this period and still 20 in the third, but a goal would give them the lift they need.
Riviere behind the goal, up along the boards. Ford fighting for it along with Guite. Lynn comes in to help out, over to Sullivan. Sullivan tries to set up LeBratton. He takes the shot, he scores! Dan LeBratton from a sharp angle got that shot away low on the stick side and beat Brodeur, and it's 3-1.
Well, the Jets persisted down. They finally got that goal. Here it is again. Here's the play forming up inside the blue line. There is careless clearing on the part of the Nordiques, and LeBratton put his stick on it and pounds it home past Brodeur. All right, we'll watch it from the other angle now. Here's the puck rolling to him as the Quebec team couldn't pick it up. Right past him. It surprised him, I think, the fact that he got the puck and got the chance to shoot.
For LeBratton, Don, that is his 7th playoff goal, and with 17 assists, he has 24
Jets'
points.
Goal is 7th goal of the series, scored by number 21, Dan LeBratton. Assist number 5, Mike Ford, and number 10, Peter Sullivan, at 8 minutes 39 seconds.
Ford and Sullivan drawing assists on the goal by LeBratton. A pass over on the right wing, and Lawson just had it deflected away from him by Bernier. It's shot down the ice into the Winnipeg zone as Long goes back to touch it. The Nordiques are called for icing.
All right, let's see how the Winnipeg Jets react. That has to give them a lift. It's gotten them back in this game within a 2-goal deficit now. LeBratton scoring. They've got about half this period left and still the third. What they have to do is pounce offensively on Quebec right now and carry over this momentum to try to offset the lead and the enthusiasm of this Quebec crowd.
It almost seemed as though Brodeur was not quite set for that shot by LeBratton, as LeBratton caught the short side, the stick side of Rochard Brodeur.
He was surprised to see him with a chance to shoot.
Bernier trying to play it along the boards, flipped it up over the glass and out of play, and we'll have that face-off over again in the Quebec zone. 10:48 remaining in this middle frame. 3-1. Quebec leads the Winnipeg Jets. 2-1 was the score in favor of Winnipeg the first game. Quebec bounced back for a 6-1 win. Then Winnipeg won 6-1. Quebec 4-2 and 8-3, and then Winnipeg 12-3, and now it's 3-1 for the Nordiques. Up along the boards to Cloutier, to Tremblay. Long shot. Daly moves it. Long shot. And Joe Daly lost at his feet. Well, any momentum the Jets may have had would be lost right there. That puck seemed to dive. That long shot by Tremblay, it seemed to dive right at Daly's feet and trickled on through. And that brings a smile to the countenance of J.C. Tremblay and many of the spectators here in Le Coliseum.
It's the routine kind of shot a defenseman will make. He reaches center ice and simply drives it in. The idea being everybody plows in after the puck. This dropped on Daly, as you said, Don, and got right through his legs for goal number 4. It couldn't have come at a better time for Quebec or a worse time for Winnipeg, because they've lost all that momentum they had with their first goal. Here's Tremblay skating slowly at center ice, winding up and slapping it. Here's the puck dropping right at his feet and going to his legs. 4-1.
A pass to Danny Lawson. Lawson was offside.
Nordiques' goal is second goal of the series, scored by number 3, Jean-Claude Tremblay. Assist number 9, Réal Cloutier, and number 8, Marc Tardif.
9:24 is the time of the goal. Don't forget, on the sports special, the Canada Cup from Vancouver coming up Saturday. Don?
Riviere in his own zone, playing it up along the right side. Barry Long in the center ice area to Green. Green shoots it down into the Quebec zone. Taken by Lacombe. Lacombe over to Tardif. Tardif off the boards to Bordelot. He dumps it ahead. Cloutier couldn't catch up with it. And Green for the Jets. Tries a pass that is picked off by Cloutier. Cloutier then loses it to Lawson. Lawson breaking in back to Fran Huck. Huck tried to set up Green, and it's intercepted by the Nordiques with Bordelot starting back. Long shot that Long dropped in front of, and then Green deflected it out into the center ice area. Cloutier tries it again for Quebec. Over to Tardif right in front, and Daly makes the save.
And the frustration on the face of Tardif. He had Daly dead to rights, and then he couldn't find the puck. He couldn't get control of it right on the goal crease. That would have been number 5. Here it is, Cloutier organizing the play, sweeping around the Winnipeg defense, and then lays down that letter-perfect pass right across the goal mouth. And then the frustration of Tardif getting right in and only dribbling a weak shot without any force under the pads of Daly.
I think with Fran Huck coming in against Tardif, he may have prevented him from really getting a good shot away and getting it up as he wanted to. Head bear to Bobby Hull. Hull couldn't control it at the line, and it's shot back into the Winnipeg zone. But the Nordiques had 3 players trapped in across the line offside.
All the scoring has come in the second period. Cloutier and then LeBron for Winnipeg made it 3-1. The 4th goal from center ice scored by J.C. Tremblay. Reminder again about that Canada Cup swimming competition. It'll be on the Saturday Sports Special on Saturday afternoon right here on CBC. A reminder also about the FA Cup final, also Saturday, last week's game from Wembley Stadium.
There, down and across the line, tried to center it. It goes loose in the corner. Bernier along the boards, out to center ice. Fitchner for the Nordiques. Against Ford. Ford takes it away from him. Ford working across the line, back behind Bobby Hull as he tried to drop it back. A right wing pass for Sutherland. He's got Brackenbury with him. Sutherland shoots. Daly got a toe on it. Now it's Nielsen ahead to Hull. Hull had it poked away from him by Bernier. It's Fitchner for the Nordiques working down to the line. Hull knocks it away from him, and it's dumped back out to the line, and the Nordiques again are caught on the offside.
Well, that's an example as Bobby Crom looks perplexed with good reason to be his team down 4-1. Just a horrible pass inside the blue line as the Jets forward 4 attackers in, 4-on-2.
Yes, if he could have got that pass to Bobby Hull, the Golden Jet may have been able to unload one. However, it was behind him.
Well, the Quebec bench all is well. Coach Boileau is still with us. They lead 4-1.
Harry Miller tried to play it along the boards. It bounced off Bernier. Now it comes loose, and the long pass on the right side goes to Willie Lindstrom. Lindstrom working to the corner against the comb. He falls as he tries to go behind the net. And on the right side, it's dumped ahead. Duguay now coming back for the Nordiques, working to the corner against Dunn. They bump together. Bordelot picks up the puck. Back to the line to LaRiviere. Here's his shot. Daly makes the save. Bordelot working to the corner. Tried to center it, and it's picked off by Sullivan. Sullivan turns in his own zone. A pass over to LeBratton. LeBratton dumps it to center ice. He's taken out of the play by LaRiviere. Duguay now back in his own zone for the Nordiques. A pass to Cloutier. Cloutier gets away from Dunn, then runs into Lindstrom. The puck goes loose. Dubé takes the shot. It's wide and goes to the other side. LeBratton trying to move it out of there. Cloutier is there, and so is Bernier. Back to Cloutier. Cloutier going right in. He takes the shot, and Daly makes the save. And we have another altercation in the Winnipeg zone. Dubé is involved in this one. I'm not sure whether it's Lindstrom again or not. Those were the 2 penalized players earlier in this period, both drawing 2-minute sentences plus a 5-minute major for fighting. 4-1 is the score in this second period, and this is WHA playoff hockey from Quebec City. Play just underway. A long shot by Lassoute bounces off a leg. Tardif clears it to the corner. Tardif behind his own net manages to poke it up on the right side to Cloutier. Back to J.C. Tremblay. Tremblay dumps it down into the Winnipeg zone. Tardif races after it, trying to center it. It bounces off Green. It goes loose. Bordelot coming in to help out. Gets it. Circling. Takes the shot. Off a leg and out into the center ice area. 6:57 remaining in this second period. Quebec leading 4-1. At center ice, the loose puck picked up by Guindon. He's bodied off it, and it's shot down into the Quebec zone by Green. The Jets changing on the move. Tremblay working down to the Winnipeg line against Green. He goes around him, still has the puck. Back to the point to Wally Weir. Weir tried to kick it, and Hedberg clears it down the ice. J.C. Tremblay is back there after it. Tremblay up into the center ice area to Brackenbury. Brackenbury dumps it down into the Winnipeg zone. Sullivan to Hedberg. Hedberg working out across the line. Shoots it down into the Quebec zone. In the corner, it's Bobby Hull. He leaves it for Hedberg. Hedberg tried to set up Nielsen. Nielsen in the corner to Sullivan. Sullivan couldn't, or Hedberg, I should say, couldn't go anywhere with it. And now coming back is Fitchner. Fitchner for the Nordiques. Down and across the line. Joubert takes the pass. Ahead to Nielsen. To Hedberg. Hedberg tried to feed Nielsen, and it's broken up by the Nordiques. Dumped back to center ice again as Bobby Hull comes back after it. Hull to Nielsen. Nielsen dodges a check from Paulin Bordelot. Plays it to Ford. Ford to Willie Lindstrom. Lindstrom, long shot. And Brodeur drops in front of it and hangs on.
Good drive, unfortunately, right at him, and he had an unobstructed view of it. Brodeur with a glove, reacting very quickly once again, coming up to defend on that hard blast. 5:24 remaining here in the second period. And Joe Daly allowed a very important goal in. As you see some repair work there on the stick by Bordelot of the Quebec Nordiques. Daly on that shot from center ice, but J.C. Tremblay gave up goal number 4, and that really took the sting out of a Winnipeg attack. I thought at that point Don was gathering some momentum.
It appeared to be, and then that very easy goal, certainly not one that Joe Daly would consider easy, however, as I'm sure that shot fooled him. He appeared to have it played perfectly, and then all of a sudden it seemed to drop right at his feet.
There's no way Tremblay was figuring to score. As I said, he was simply playing it in and hoping the forwards would dig in after it.
5:24 as Sullivan tries to play it back to the point. There was nobody there. Perry Miller has to go back into the center ice area and wait for his mates to get organized. It's shot into the Quebec zone. In the corner, Dubé for the Nordiques, fighting with Sullivan. The Riviere also comes in to help out, and it's played up along the boards to Bernier. Bernier to Dubé. Dubé tried to pass for Bordelot, but Bordelot was offside as he and Perry Miller were all tangled up as they carried in across the Winnipeg line.
Well, it's more than home ice advantage. Of course, this crowd and the organist and the singing and the enthusiasm has been a big factor for the Quebec Nordiques. But they are simply outplaying the Winnipeg Jets tonight. 18-16 in shots on goal favor Winnipeg. But bear in mind, many of those were from long range, the ones by the Jets. The best close-in chances of all come virtually from the Quebec hockey team.
Bernier back to his own line to Lacombe. On the right side for the Riviere, who shoots it down into the Winnipeg zone. Daly plays it along the boards, but Paulin Bordelot picks it up for the Nordiques. He shoots it in behind the goal, then Lindstrom goes in there. He gets it to Dunn. Dunn tries to play it out. It's kept in by Bernier. Back to the point. Le Riviere, his shot, he scores!
Happy. It's 5-1 now. That's what I think got through cleanly, Don, with no deflection. That shot from the Riviere.
The Riviere, a mid-season acquisition from the Phoenix Roadrunners, has let go a couple of good shots from the point. This was one of them. Watch this low drive, and we'll see if anyone deflected it.
I believe that was his all the way. I'm not sure if number 20 for Quebec, Dubé, got a stick on it. I don't think so. We'll wait for the announcement and pick it up once again. Here's a shot now from the low angle. Coming back to the Riviere. He set up a previous goal, tipped in by Cloutier.
I think Dubé got his stick on it to deflect it.
Dubé then does get this
Joe
one.
Daly.
So 2 great shots by La Riviere. He gets only 2 assists as the shots were redirected.
Cloutier deflected the first drive by La Riviere.
Nordiques scored his
And
3rd
Dubé
goal of
that
the series, scored by number 20, Normand Dubé. Assist number 5, Gary Larivière, and number 21, Serge Bernier, at 15 minutes, 23 seconds.
So it's 5-1 for Quebec. Remarkably, a tremendous turnaround for this Quebec hockey team, coming off a 12-3 disgrace for them in Winnipeg just 48 hours ago.
All 6 goals have been scored in this second period. Tardif plays it back to Tremblay. Tremblay tried to return the pass. It bounces off the boards, and Teddy Green breaks it up in the center ice area. Tremblay trying to reorganize again in his own zone to Bernier. Bernier off the boards, down to the Winnipeg line. Green had trouble with it, over to Long. He dodges one check, then another, working to the center line, down into the Quebec line to Lawson. Lawson against the boards with Bernier. The puck is played in behind the net, and now it's J.C. Tremblay moving up on the right side. Pass ahead to Cloutier. Cloutier over on the other wing to Mark Tardif. Tardif in the center ice area has it taken away by Guindon. His pass too far for Fran Huck, and Tremblay goes back into his own zone after it. Tremblay to Bernier. Off the boards to Bordelot. Bordelot couldn't control it, and it's Guindon coming back for the Jets. On the left side to Fran Huck. Huck tried to play it behind the net to Guindon, and he had gone the other way. It's dumped out into the center ice area to Ted Green. Ted Green for the Jets now, shoots it down into the Quebec zone. Tremblay going after it, along with Fran Huck. They fight for it behind the net. Huck gets to it, tried to feed it back to the point, and it was picked off by Cloutier. Cloutier over to Bordelot. Bordelot tried to drop it back to Mark Tardif, and Bobby Hull coming back, intercepted. Now it's Hull for the Jets. Takes a long shot, and Bernier got a piece of it. Hull raced in trying for the rebound, and both he and Hedberg fell as they went to the corner. Bordelot now working down in the line. He takes a shot. It's wide. The Riviere from the other point takes another shot. It goes wide. Lacombe back at the line, feeds it in the corner to Sutherland. Sutherland trying to get it out in front, and it was broken up by Schubert. To Bobby Hull. To Hedberg. Going around Lacombe, working to the corner. He tried to center it, and he was taken out of the play by Brackenbury. Coming back for the Nordiques, Fitchner. Fitchner lost it at the line as he was bodied by Schubert. And Nielsen for the Jets plays it to Hull. Hull over on the left side, too far for Hedberg. Hedberg goes to the corner. It goes in behind the net to Nielsen. Nielsen has it poked away from him. Hedberg manages to get to it. His shot was kicked out by Brodeur. Nielsen trying to set up Hull, and it bounced off the skate to Lacombe. Lacombe to Brackenbury to Fitchner. Fitchner down to the line. He's got Sutherland with him. Shoots it in the corner. Behind the net, it's Schubert. Schubert starting out on the left side now. A pass to Ford. Ford shoots it down to the Quebec line. It's played back into the neutral zone. Schubert tries it again. Trying to go around Lacombe. He's taken out of the play, and Dubé flips it along the boards, along the right wing, all the way out to center ice. A race after the loose puck. Bernier gets to it. Bernier working to the corner, right up front. They score! Bordelot! Bordelot making it 6-1.
That was among the prettiest of the half dozen Quebec goals. Here's the play coming across the blue line. Swinging it out in front. Bordelot right there to drive it home into the corner past Joe Daly. Play was started by number 21, Serge Bernier. Bernier, watch Bordelot, 17, cruising and waiting. Out to him, one motion into the net.
And for Paulin Bordelot, his 12th goal of the playoff.
Six to 1 for Quebec.
Nordiques goal, his 12th goal of the series. Dernière minute de jeu dans la deuxième période. Last minute of play in the second period. His 12th goal of the series scored by number 17, Paulin Bordelot, assist number 21, Serge Bernier, and number 22, François Lacombe, at 18 minutes, 41 seconds.
40 seconds remaining now in the period. Up along the left wing, too far for Bernier. Dunn plays it back into his own zone to Miller. Miller ahead to LeBratton to Lindstrom. Lindstrom tried to feed it to Peter Sullivan, and it was too far for him as Tremblay goes back into his own zone. Tremblay along the boards to Weir, up along the right side to Cloutier, to Tardif. He dodges a check in his own zone. 14 seconds remaining in the period. Off the boards, but not out as it's kept in by Lindstrom. He shoots it to the corner. J.C. Tremblay for the Nordiques. Up along the right side to Bordelot, and there's the buzzer to end the second period with the Quebec Nordiques in front of the Winnipeg Jets by a score of 6-1. And how the Nordiques have exploded in this second period. They started just 11 seconds into the period with a goal by Fitchner, and then followed tallies by Tardif and Cloutier before LeBratton scored for Winnipeg. But J.C. Tremblay, Dubois, and Bordelot have increased the advantage to 6-1 after 40 minutes. This is WHA playoff hockey from Quebec City. Looking out the champagne bottle, and he's prepared to celebrate.
What do you mean prepared to? He's been celebrating for about half an hour.
Might be a wild time in old Quebec City tonight. The Nordiques have been waiting 5 years for this game. Pass over to Brackenbury, takes the shot off the side of the net. It goes into the corner to Hull. Hull tried to dump it ahead to Nielsen, but it was kept in at the point by LaRiviere. In behind the net, it's Brackenbury and Schubert fighting for it. They both go down. It goes loose to the corner. Hull runs into Brackenbury as it goes to the other side to Ford. The head there to Nielsen. Down in across the line, he's taken out of the play by Lacombe. The Riviere picks up the puck and plays it back into the Winnipeg zone. Schubert for the Jets to Bobby Hull. He runs into a check from Fitchner, but the puck comes in across the line. Hull manages to get a shot away. Another shot by Ford, and that bounces off Lacombe. A pass over on the right side now to Cloutier. Cloutier working in across the line. Tried to set up Tardif, and it was picked off by Lars-Erik Schubert, the Jet captain. Over on the right wing to Ford. Ford couldn't control it. It's taken by Tardif. Tardif working against Fran Huck. Plays it over to the other side to Cloutier, who circles back into his own zone. Cloutier, a pass ahead to Lacombe. To Tardif. Down to the line. He's got Bordelot with him. He dodges a check from Huck, but Billy Lesuc following on the play comes back for Winnipeg. Lesuc working from the side, had it poked away by Tremblay. Back to Green. His shot is knocked down in front by Lacombe. To Cloutier, ahead to Bordelot. Bordelot going, and he scores! Christian Bordelot on that breakaway. And it's 7-1.
Well, the Jets simply can't afford and haven't been able to afford this kind of mistake all night. Leonard perfect pass to him, and Bordelot simply sails in to get his second goal in a row, whipping it past Joe Daly to make it 7-1.
Bordelot, of course, started his WHA career with the Winnipeg Jets. He was then traded to the Nordiques, and he would love to defeat his former teammate. Behind the net, you see that tremendous drive of Chris Bordelot as he ups the count to 7-1.
series.
Down into the zone. Here's
Scored
the
by
announcement.
number 11, Christian Bocolo. Assist number 9, Réal Coutier. And number 22, François Lacombe. At 1 minute 39 seconds.
1:39 into the period, the 7th goal by the Nordiques. Puche now working down to the line, gets away from one check, takes a shot that is wide. Along the boards, very long. Bring it up to the line and dumping it into the center ice area. J.C. Tremblay races back after it. He's being bothered by Long. Long forces him in behind the net. Plays it out to the line, but it's kept in by Teddy Green. Tremblay will try it again. Tremblay coming out of his own zone now. A drop pass for Weir. Weir dumps it ahead to Cloutier. Cloutier down in across the line. Over on the far side to Bordelot. Bordelot turning in the corner. Plays it to Cloutier. Cloutier out in front to Tardif, and it was deflected back to the line. And finally, it's dumped to center ice by Guindon. Bordelot to Mark Tardif. Back in his own zone to Tremblay. Tremblay tried to pass over on the left wing that was deflected into the crowd and out of play. 6:54 remaining in the first half of the third period. 7-1. The Nordiques running away from the Winnipeg Jets.
Well, the Nordiques are closing in on Quebec City's first modern professional hockey championship. The city went wild when the Quebec Remparts won the Memorial Cup 5 or 6 years ago. And that same kind of enthusiasm now is being generated, the flags waving, the fans singing, the bells and horns sounding here in the Coliseum tonight.
Riviere coming out of his own zone, a pass too far as it hopped over the stick of Dubé. Dunn back into the corner, playing it up along the boards. Dan LeBratton for the Jets. Behind Peter Sullivan, he has to come back after it, but it crossed two lines, producing a whistle and a face-off back in the Winnipeg zone.
You said it earlier, Don, there's nothing more useless sometimes than statistics, nothing more meaningless. And right now in the game, it's 20-19 in shots on goal for Winnipeg.
Robert Picard, one of the top junior players with the Quebec Remparts and likely to be one of the top draft choices.
He's with the junior Canadians, I think, Don, and as you say, he'll go early in the draft.
Now it's Bernier. Pass over on the left side. Dubé racing into the corner after it. Back to Bernier. Bernier getting set. He scores!
Well, what can you say? A dispirited Winnipeg Jets team giving up goals easily now to the Quebec Nordiques, who have rolled into an 8-1 lead. Again, that puck being given away. Bernier, the edge of the face-off circle, shooting it past Joe Daly. Bernier's first goal of the night, 8-1 for Quebec.
For Bernier, that's his 14th goal of the playoffs. As we take another look at it, as Dubé plays it back out, Bernier dodged one Winnipeg player, Perry Miller, and then walked in and picked the far corner on Joe Daly. He now has 36 points in the playoffs, and that is a record that would certainly take some beating. Two Quebec players, Dubé and Lacombe, collide in their own zone.
Assist number 20, Normand Dubé, at 3 minutes 39 seconds.
8-1, the Nordiques leading with 15:51 remaining in the hockey game. Bernier, a long pass intended for Bordelot, picked off by the Jets, brought back down into the Quebec zone, and then dumped back out. And that offside pass onto the stick of Bernier produces a face-off back at the Quebec line.
You know, that offside pass told me something. The Nordiques, I think, are bent on fully avenging that humiliating 12-3 loss. I think they know they've got this game, this championship won. I think they want to rub it into Winnipeg. They are not holding back. They're head-manning the puck, long lead passes. They're gambling for goals here. They want to run it at least past 10 if they can. There's Bernier, goal scorer number 8 for the Quebec Nordiques.
Brackenbury shoots it down into the Winnipeg zone, races after it against Mike Ford. Ford falls as he's taken into the boards by Brackenbury. The puck goes loose and then is tied up by Anders Hedberg and Steve Sutherland. Seconds into the second period. It all started with this checking line of Sutherland, Fitchner, and Brackenbury getting the first goal of the game, and they've just been pouring it on ever since.
What a party they're having here tonight, Don.
They're having a lot of fun. I haven't been in any building anywhere where the fans seem to enjoy proceedings more than they do in Quebec, particularly when their team's leading by 7.
Very much so.
Here's Hedberg in across the line. His shot off a leg to the corner. Schubert from the corner, moving in, tried to set up Hull, and Hull was checked. It goes loose to Hedberg. Hedberg's shot was blocked by Sutherland, and Sutherland takes it out into the neutral zone. Schubert over on the right side to Hedberg, going around Bernier. He tried a backhand shot that was deflected to the corner. Bernier to Sutherland, who dumps it to center ice. Ford now over to Schubert, in across the line. He turns, plays it in the corner. Hedberg racing after it with Bernier. Sutherland is there as well. Nielsen comes into the play. They fight for it along the boards, and the Nordiques Fitchner comes up with it. Fitchner drops it back into his own zone to Tremblay. Over to Bernier. Bernier to Fitchner. Fitchner brings it down to the Winnipeg line. He has it taken away by Nielsen. Nielsen in the corner is bodied now by Fitchner. The puck goes loose. Mike Ford almost lost it. The loose puck in the Winnipeg zone. Ford took a kick at it as Brackenbury and Schubert raced after it. They're still fighting for it along the boards. Finally, it jumps to center ice. Now it's Lacombe down in across the line, working against Ford. Turns in the corner. Still has it. Plays it behind the net. Schubert along the boards. It comes back to the point. The Riviere shot is wide. To the other side, Tardif taking it to the corner. Ford is also there. Bordelot's behind the net as well. Ford having difficulties as Bordelot steals it. Bordelot took a shot that bounced off a leg. Now here's a chance for Cloutier. He's tried to move in, and it's taken away finally by Mats Lind. Lind to Ford. Ford ahead to Lind, and Lind deflects it down into the Quebec zone. He races into the corner, back to Lesuc. His shot right on. Brodeur kicks that to the corner. Lesuc in behind the goal to Lind. Lind tried to center it, and Brodeur grabbed it with Lawson standing in front. 13:21 remaining in the period.
Sorry, Don, what's happening is a good example of the most tired expression of all of sports reporting is momentum. But it's a battled expression, and that's the only rationale to explain how a team can win 12-3 and 2 nights later be down 8-1. When you get rolling, it all happens for you. It happened for Winnipeg on Tuesday night. It's happening for Quebec, launched by that goal early in the second period. That's the only way I know to explain a tremendous turnabout, a very startling turnabout, such as the one we've just seen in these 2 games.
Billy Lesuc now, a backhand shot that bounces off a leg high right in front. Lind banged away at it, and it went wide. Lawson trying to come from behind the net. He tried to jam it past Brodeur, but the Quebec goaltender dove on top of it and hung on for a faceoff.
3:09 left until they will change ends here in the third period. Bobby Crom, his face tells you a lot. He came in here thinking his team would carry their momentum over from Winnipeg. They played a good first period, but it just didn't happen. Once Quebec got started, they couldn't stop them.
Green back at the point, plays it into the corner. Lacombe up along the boards to Tardif. Tardif to Bordelot. Bordelot dumps it down into the Winnipeg zone. Tardif racing after it, going into the corner against Green. They go down, Green does, and hold it for another face-off.
I'd like to remind our viewers that while the hockey season is ending tonight, the baseball season is 1 quarter over now, and next Wednesday, the Toronto Blue Jays will play the Kansas City Royals on Major League Baseball across the CBC National Network, while viewers in Quebec will see Montreal and the New York Mets on Major League Baseball next Wednesday night.
It's quite a replica that fan has got of the championship trophy. He was holding it high on Sunday afternoon, and there's not much doubt that the name Quebec Nordiques is going to be engraved on it tonight. Talking about that baseball, Don, may I compliment you, Tony Kubek, and Tom McKee on the fine job you're doing in covering the Toronto Blue Jays.
Thank you, Don. It's a lot of fun, and boy, those Blue Jays are surprising a lot of people.
You and I have got a bet about their success, don't we?
I'm winning.
Billy Lasuk now working across the center line down to the Quebec line, working to the corner, tried to center it, and it's cleared away by... Here comes J.C. Tremblay back for the Nordiques. Tremblay working down to the Winnipeg line. Plays it into the corner. Boudria in there after it, tried to center it against Ted Green. It bounced off his skate. And it goes to the other side. Racing in from the corner is Weir. He tries to center it. He falls behind the net. Boudria back to the point to Tremblay. Tremblay plays it back in behind the net. On the other side, Guide collides with Green. It's dumped out into center ice by Danny Lawson. Now Tremblay goes back into his own zone. 11:57 remaining in the hockey game. Quebec leading 8-1. Here's Danny Lawson now. A pass in the left wing too far for Fran Huck. And Huck apparently was ahead of the play offside.
We'd also like to remind you again about the FA Cup final. It's coming up on Saturday. Liverpool and Manchester United. The game played last weekend at Wembley Stadium. Don, here's one for you. This is May the 26th. The hockey season is ending tonight, exactly 9 days before the first football game of the year. The CFL All-Star game, a week from Saturday, will be in Toronto. How about that?
I tell you, these sports seasons are overlapping. You're not sure just what gear you should bring out when you head to a stadium these days. While we have a break in the action here, we'd like to thank all of the people involved with the World Hockey Association for the tremendous cooperation and assistance they have provided us in televising the WHA Championship. The penalty to Winnipeg's Dan LeBratton. And let's listen to the announcement.
Par le numéro 21, Dan LeBratton, à 8 minutes 11 secondes. Jets penalty, too many men on the ice. The penalty served by number 21, Dan LeBratton, at 8 minutes 11 seconds.
Too many men on the ice. The Jets called on that penalty being served by LeBratton. It's Schubert now in his own zone, dumping it to the line, but not out. A long shot from the point sails wide. Then it's Nielsen bringing it out to center ice. It's shot back into the Winnipeg zone, and Perry Miller goes back after it. A minute 17 remaining in the penalty to LeBratton. It's played ahead to Nielsen. Nielsen and Hedberg out there for the Jets. Nielsen down in across the line. He dodges a check and then has to retreat back into the center area. Nielsen to Perry Miller. Over on the wing to Schubert. Schubert back to Miller. Miller flips it high in the air down into the Quebec zone. And J.C. Tremblay is back for the Nordiques with 52 seconds left in the penalty to Dan LeBratton. Here comes Paulin Bordelot down in across the line, working against Barry Long, and Long pokes it away. Up along the boards, but not out as Lacombe keeps it in. He tried to set up Bernier, and it slid back into the center ice area. Bordelot down in across the line, working against Barry Long, and Long pokes it away. Up along the boards, but not out as Lacombe keeps it in. He tried to set up Bernier, and it slid back into the center ice area. The Riviere now to Lacombe. Down in across the line, he tried to feed it in, and it's broken up by Schubert. To Nielsen, to Long. 21 seconds left in the penalty, and Long dumps it down the ice, and Brodeur is there to make the save. A long shot as the buzzer sounds to end the first half of the third period with 12 seconds still remaining in the penalty. 8-1, the Nordiques lead Winnipeg, and this is WHA Playoff Hockey from Quebec City. Well, the Quebec Nordiques are just 10 minutes away from making it official and winning their first WHA championship.
Well, here it is again, misleading 23 shots to 20 for Winnipeg. It doesn't mean a thing because the Jets are down 8-1. Again, many of those from long range. By the way, Brodeur, you saw there, did the ice in about 2.1 seconds, getting from one end to the other at the break there. He's eager to play and end this game.
2 seconds left in the penalty, and LeBratton now comes back onto the ice as Lacombe passes on the left side to Cloutier. Cloutier working in, back to Lacombe, over to the other side of the Riviere. Here's his shot, and it deflects and hits very long in the head, and the Winnipeg defenseman is down. That wicked drive by La Riviere deflected and struck very Long, and Long is down in the Winnipeg zone.
Well, you always hate to see that, Don, an injury to the head, and you want to make sure where that puck actually struck him.
Winnipeg trainer Bill Bozak out onto the ice very quickly.
The shot was deflected. It rose up and struck him on the head. We might get a chance to analyze it right here. There's the deflection. There's the rising puck coming up. And it hit him high.
Struck him on the side of the head.
Well, luckily away from the eye. It's painful, no doubt, but obviously not a serious cut inflicted by Barry Long.
Very Long, the big 6'3", 210-pound rear guard, may have a bit of a headache, but hopefully nothing more serious than that on what could have been a rather serious type of injury. Those deflections are always dangerous.
Well, you wonder about the guys who wear helmets, the guys who don't. You know, a few of those, and maybe a player will reconsider the distaste for wearing a helmet. You talked about Joe Daly, the one he caught on a face mask in goal, saying a number of years ago he never wore a face mask. Takes one or two, maybe only one, to get the message.
That's right. Well, the Quebec Nordiques, of course, are all wearing helmets following that incident a year ago when they were involved in that most unfortunate brawl with the Calgary Cowboys. There you see that replica of the Avco Cup being carried throughout the stands.
Yeah, the fans have made their presentation probably about an hour and a half ago. The real
they made
one
it
is still to
actually on
come.
Sunday afternoon.
I think so. Had a few second thoughts on Tuesday.
Now it's Willie Lindstrom along the right side. He falls as the Nordiques. Fitchner keeps it in. Peter Sullivan races to the corner. He's bodied by Brackenbury. It goes loose, and Perry Miller comes out for Winnipeg. A pass to Sullivan. Down across the Quebec line to Lindstrom. Lindstrom turns, and Brackenbury is there to shoot it back down the ice as the Winnipeg winger lost it. Perry Miller comes back to take it away from Fitchner and shoot it out into the center ice area. Fitchner is knocked over by Bobby Hull. More push than really hit as Sullivan comes back for the Jets. Sullivan trying to split the defense, and he was dumped as the Riviere cleared it to the boards. Along the right side, it's Fitchner trying to get out of there. It was kept in, and Perry Miller over to Sullivan, back to Miller, and Miller couldn't get a shot away. Cutting dangerously in front of his own net was Lacombe, but he managed to clear it down the ice to Bordelot. Bordelot down into the Winnipeg zone. Still has that puck, trying to set up Sutherland in front, but it's intercepted by Hull. Perry Miller now comes back for the Winnipeg Jets across the line. His pass is picked off by Cloutier. Cloutier with one man back going in, and Dave Dunn made the play to poke it off to the boards. Bobby Hull lost control of it as he brought it out to center ice. J.C. Tremblay now for the Nordiques. Over to Tardif. Tardif trying to maneuver in front. It comes back to the point. Bernier takes a shot that goes off a skate and is picked up by Schubert. Schubert shoots it out into the center ice area. Cloutier gets another chance against Schubert. He goes down. The fans react, thinking a penalty should have been called, but Dunn comes back for Winnipeg. Dunn has it poked away from him by Tremblay. A lead pass to Cloutier over to Tardif. Tardif tried to feed it back to Cloutier, and as he did so, he put himself offside. 7:41 remaining in the game. 8-1. The Quebec Nordiques lead the Winnipeg Jets.
Quebec jumped out to that big lead in the second period, outscoring Winnipeg 6-1. The key goal, a high fading shot that dropped to the feet of Joe Daly, shot by J.C. Tremblay, that made it 4-1. And they've scored two more here rapidly early in the third period with an 8-1 lead.
At center ice, it's Lacombe. Off the boards to Dubé. Dubé tried to feed it to Bernier. It was intercepted by the Jets and shot back into the center ice area. Dubé trying to reorganize for the Nordiques to Lacombe. To Lariviere, off the boards to center ice. It's shot back into the Quebec zone. Guindon going to the corner. Tried to feed it back to the point, and it was intercepted by Bernier, but then banged back in by Ford. Now it's Lariviere for the Nordiques. A long pass to Bernier, and Schubert, anticipating the play, got a piece of it. Schubert's pass is then picked off by Lariviere. Lariviere down and across the line, having difficulties as he goes to the board. Still hangs on to the puck, fighting with Schubert for it. It goes behind the net to the other side. Along the boards, it's Dubé with Ford. They dump it to the line and out to center ice. Lacombe shoots it back in, but it's brought out by Fran Huck. Huck lost it along the boards. Dubé and Guindon fight for it there and tie it up for a face-off.
You know, before Winnipeg fans get down on this team, I would like to caution them against that and remind them of the great season, the great couple of seasons the Winnipeg Jets have given their fans, winning the championship last year and having just a tremendous year, getting down to the situation whereby they were beaten badly here on Sunday, coming back with a dramatic home ice victory. To call a one-shot deal here in Quebec, and the Nordiques simply have more than Winnipeg in this one. They've had a great year.
It's been a great season for both teams, and it may very well be the final season for the World Hockey Association. Ulf Nielsen working in across the line. Nielsen trying to go right in, and he almost got through, but Tremblay broke it up. Now at center ice, Wally Weir for the Nordiques. Working in, takes the shot. Daly makes the save. The loose puck taken by Green to Hedberg. Hedberg has it poked off his stick. Harry Miller trailing on the play. Brings it back and shoots it down into the Quebec zone. Tremblay goes behind his own goal. A little dump pass. Too far. It's picked off by Hedberg to Nielsen. Back to the point to Perry Miller, getting set. He shoots, he scores! Perry Miller with the second goal of the game for the Winnipeg Jets, but not really much in the way of a celebration on the part of the Jet rearguard. His face pretty well tells the story, the dejection, despite that goal that cuts the advantage to 8-2.
Well, it's one for his personal stats. It gives him his fourth goal of the playoffs in this series. It narrows the count to 8-2, but isn't going to change the final outcome one little bit. Again, it's indicative of the fact that many of the Winnipeg shots have come from long range. That one, a good drive by Miller, went in. Here it is, the pass coming out near the left point, setting the slap shot, getting in cleanly behind Brodeur.
5:45 remaining in the game. 8-2 is the score in favor of the Nordiques. Hedberg down in across the line. Here's the announcement on that goal.
The series, scored by number 25, Perry Miller. Assist number 14, Ulf Nilsson. And number 15, Anders Hedberg. At 14 minutes, 9 seconds.
Bobby Hull had it poked away from him, and a good check by Francois Lacombe. Now it's Schubert on the wing to Dunn. Dunn brings it out to center ice, loses it to Sutherland. Hedberg following, picks up the loose puck. Hedberg to Hull over on the wing to Dunn. Dunn shoots it down into the Quebec zone. Riviere plays it off the boards, but not out. Schubert keeps it in. His shot bounces off a leg to the corner. The other side now, Sutherland tries to get it out, dumps it ahead to Brackenbury. He runs into Schubert. The puck goes loose, and Hedberg comes back to pick it up. Hedberg to LeBratton, who had it poked away from him. Now it's Bordelot, who has it stolen by Hedberg. Over to Schubert. Schubert loses it to Bordelot. Bordelot to Cloutier, one man back. Cloutier going around Dunn, a backhand drive. The bounce is high and just wide, as Daly had difficulty with it. Daly juggled it and it almost went in. Here's a shot from the point from Francois Lacombe, and Daly, without his goaltender stick, catches it and holds it for a face-off.
And so dejected and so despondent right now at their inability to get past the Quebec Nordiques in the seventh game.
Well, Ulf Nielsen last year was named the most valuable performer in the playoffs. Very shortly they'll be making an announcement about this year's MVP. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Serge Bernier. Bordelot's drive stopped by Daly. Back come the Jets. It's Billy Lasuk in across the line, working to the corner. He still has it, tried to center it. It comes back to Teddy Green at the line. He shoots it into the corner. Tremblay goes into the corner after it, up along the boards to Bordelot, and it's jumped to center ice. The fans already standing and starting to applaud the Nordiques, and we still have 3:30 remaining in the game. What a noisy building this is. Here comes Kluche to Bordelot. Bordelot down across the line, playing it into the corner behind the net to Kluche. He tried to center it, and it winds up in the mesh at the side of the Winnipeg goal.
Well, Don, I must take my leave of you now and get across to the Quebec side of the arena, the dressing room, so that we might talk to some of the players on the victorious Nordiques. So I'm sure you can handle the next 3 minutes and 14 seconds very nicely.
Well, I think it's safe to say that the Nordiques have won.
The playoff.
Here's the
Le
announcement.
numéro 21 des Nordiques de Québec, Serge Bernier.
You see Serge Bernier being congratulated as the most valuable playoff performer, and what an ovation he is getting from this crowd. Serge Bernier came into this game with 33 points. Tonight he has added a goal and 2 more assists, so he has 36, 14 goals, and 22 assists for 36 points in the playoffs for Serge Bernier. Play in the Winnipeg zone. It is Willie Lindstrom to Mike Ford, ahead to Sullivan. On the left side to LeBratton. Working in across the line, over to Sullivan. Sullivan had to turn, he couldn't get a shot away. Sullivan tried to set up LeBratton, and there's going to be a penalty called here against Richard Brodeur of the Nordiques. Willie Lindstrom was standing at the side of the net, and Brodeur, now protesting, took a swing at him with his stick. So a penalty will be assessed against the Quebec Nordique goaltender Richard Brodeur. Wait to see who is going to serve that penalty. It appears as though Norman Dubé is going to go to the penalty box. Well, the fans are applauding the penalty to their goaltender, and with a lead of 8-2, I guess they don't feel there's much danger of anything serious happening during his 2-minute sentence.
Richard Brodeur, 2 minutes for slashing. The penalty served by number 20, Normand Dubé, at 17 minutes, 8 seconds.
So the Jets with the power play in the corner. It is LeBratton. LeBratton behind the net to Sullivan. Sullivan tried to jam it in on the short side as it came from behind the net, and Brodeur came across to get a skate on it. Now we have another altercation, this one involving Willie Lindstrom and Steve Sutherland. Well, we hope that cooler heads will certainly prevail, as only 2:33 remains, and there's not much doubt about the final outcome. 1:42 is the time remaining in the penalty. Dubé serving the infraction to goaltender Richard Brodeur. This is a wild, enthusiastic crowd here at the Coliseum. And with about 3 minutes remaining, they began standing and applauding the Quebec Nordiques. The Jets now with the power play. Mike Ford almost lost it. Here's Sullivan with a chance. He takes the shot. Daly made the save. He lost it as he fell, and Ford was there to clear it. Lindstrom now coming back. A lead pass for LeBratton off his stick to the corner. He races in there against the comb. It goes loose behind the net, and coming back after it is Fitchner, clearing it to the line, and apparently it was out as Bobby Hull tried to keep it in. Crowd response here in the Coliseum almost deafening. John Chevrier pointed out when the Remparts won the junior title a couple of years back, they staged quite a party here in Le Coliseum. I think they might just duplicate that effort this evening. It's played down into the Winnipeg zone. Bobby Hull back after it. Hull almost lost it to Bernier. Sullivan now will try his luck for the Jets. Sullivan working down to the line, trying to go around Tremblay. He does, but Tremblay came back to force it off his stick as he tried to cut in front. It's then dumped down the ice into the Winnipeg zone. Daly way out of the net, playing it up along the boards to Hull. Hull has to dodge a check and go back in his own zone. 1:30 remaining. The fans are standing. The bells are ringing and they're sounding the air horn. Here's Sullivan. Back to Hull, to Sullivan. Over to LeBratton, and LeBratton couldn't get his stick on it. Just one pass too many there by the Winnipeg Jets, as Sullivan perhaps should have taken that shot. 1:09 remaining in the game. It's Perry Miller down to the line. Slap shot. And bounces off Wally Weir. In the corner, it's Hedberg now to Hull. He shoots. The save made by Brodeur. Tremblay in the corner, and listen to these fans. Hull back in his own zone. 47 seconds remaining in the game. The penalty is over. Hedberg going to the corner now against Weir. Weir bumps him off the puck. It goes loose, and it's Bernier for the Nordiques. Bernier playing it off the boards into the center ice area. A pass over to Dubé. Dubé trying to get it to Bordelot. He does. Bordelot takes the shot, and Daly makes the save. 25 seconds remaining. Dubé trying to come out from the side of the net. It's knocked away by Hull. Hull drops it back to Nielsen. Nielsen to Hedberg. 16 seconds. It's Bobby Hull across the center line. He dodges a check to Nielsen. Nielsen, long shot that is wide. 7 seconds remaining. The fans beginning to count it down. It's shot down the ice, and there it is. That picture on the ice tells the story. Winnipeg Jets now lining up to shake hands with the champions, the Quebec Nordiques. A lopsided 8-2 victory in this championship game. Mark Bulow talking to Joe Daly. Dan LeBratton there. Danny Lawson, Anders Hedberg, Ulf Nielsen. Many of the fans have poured out onto the ice to share in this celebration. The most valuable player in the playoffs, Serge Bernier. Mark Cardiff, who has had a tremendous season, a tremendous year. Pierre Guite, who saw limited action, but in the Sunday game came up with a very key goal. The Winnipeg Jets extending their congratulations. The Quebec Nordiques, the champions of the World Hockey Association in this 1976-77 season. The trophy, the championship Avco Cup, will be presented by Mr. Ben Haskin, the chairman of the board of the WHA. Actually, one of the men responsible for getting the league off the ground. to Mr. John Dackers, the president of the Quebec Nordiques.
The chairman of the board, Mr. Ben Askin. Monsieur André Chinard, des services financiers Avco. Monsieur Ben Askin présentera maintenant la coupe Avco au capitaine des Nordiques.
Mark Tardif is there. There's a very happy Chris Bordelot. Mark Tardif, John Dackers, the president of the Nordiques. There's the replica being hoisted high in the air, but Mark Tardif has the real thing. It was won last year by the Winnipeg Jets. And listen to the fans as it's carried around the ice by Mark Tardif. Twice the Nordiques were losers in the WHA Championship. They have finally engraved their name on that trophy. A very beautiful trophy it is. They succeed the Winnipeg Jets as WHA champions. A very happy Mark Tardif taking that championship trophy, or trying to, through that mob of people, to the Quebec dressing room. And the fans here at Le Colisée just don't want to let this celebration end. Tardif in that throng down on the ice, trying to hoist the trophy high in the air. And with the organist leading the way, the Nordique fans are again celebrating, reminiscent of the way the fans reacted in Winnipeg just a year ago. Players down at ice level now trying to make their way to the dressing room.
Et maintenant, il me fait plaisir de vous présenter le capitaine des Nordiques de Québec, Marc Tardif.
Down at ice level, Mark Tardif has been presented with a microphone, and the captain of the Nordiques is obviously going to say something.
J'aimerais, au nom de tous les joueurs, vous remercier pour l'encouragement que vous nous avez apporté cet hiver. Sans vous, nous aurions pu gagner. C'est pour vous, chers Québécois, que nous apportons cette coupe ce soir. Vous remercier énormément et je suis certain que nous allons la garder ici pour de nombreuses années. Merci.
An extremely popular individual with the Nordiques, their captain, Mark Tardif, who suffered that very serious injury in the playoffs a year ago. It prevented him from performing with Team Canada this year. His start in the season was delayed, but he has come back, finishing very strongly and performing brilliantly throughout the playoffs as the Nordiques won their first series against New England in 5, their second against Indianapolis in 5, and then were carried to 7 games in the championship by the defending champions, the Winnipeg Jets.